So, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of Edessa, the Dark Crusade, where we will be setting scene outside the city proper, where there resides a stable. Not just any stable, it's Garnet's stable. That makes it the best stable. True story. Where I imagine Oktar is either, well, probably arriving again. And Mina has become very amused by his horse, so she will certainly come out to pop open the stall, making sure that Garnet is aware, assuming he could ever be unaware.
Garrett's always aware.
Isn't he, though?
In fact, when you start moving towards the horse, he literally just comes out of one of the stalls.
Oh,
Where do you think we're going?
She actually just goes to flick open one of the stalls because the horse puts himself away.
Yeah, she goes to flick open the stalls and he's literally there.
She fucking jumps a goddamn mile.
Mina?
Yes, brother.
What were you doing?
There's a pause because she suddenly realizes that whatever she was planning on doing, it was the wrong thing to be doing. I thought I would open the stall, brother.
Why?
She just kind of looks askance for a second and drops her head. I got excited.
I see. And which horse do you wish to play with?
And she just is so fascinated with her hands at the moment. Oh, I'll go wait. She like gestures off, like towards one of the actual rooms deeper into the stable.
The hand will catch her wrist. What horse did you want to play with?
Sometimes he lets me walk it.
Ah, I see. And is he here?
Yes, brother.
Well, then go ask him. I don't think it would be very polite to touch someone's horse without asking. Particularly in my stables, it would ruin my reputation, now wouldn't it?
I was just going to open the stall. It puts itself away.
Good, but you would still ask. Won't you?
Of course, brother.
Smiles. Good. Well, go on.
And, she decides that this is not as bad as she thought. Promptly perks back up a bit. And we'll go ahead and turn about, scampering out to meet Oktar and his horse. His fabulous horse.
Gonna go pick up like whatever cleaning stuff he does to normally clean down the horses and stuff as well.
Yeah, he's sitting right outside the right outside the stables. He doesn't really have anything to do at the moment, so what he's doing is he's just sitting back and watching the city.
Is he still astride having come in, or is he just chilling on a seat, or what is he?
He's chilling on a seat, like right outside the gate of the Of the
Whatever,
stable.
corral or stable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So she will come scampering out to greet him. The broad smile. Good evening.
Evening.
Would you, And she glances around. Is the horse already stabled?
Yep.
Oh, well, shit. Would you mind terribly if I exercised your horse for you? I will ensure you that it gets a good brush down after. We'll even maintain the tack.
And his head is going to turn up to her from where he's sitting. He's gonna look at her.
She looks like seriously, if she was 5, she would be giving him like the big hopeful eyes. She is not 5. But you can tell there's the barely repressed kind of energetic excitement.
Mm-hmm. And he's gonna get up, and what he's gonna do is he's gonna walk with her to the inside the stables. He's gonna walk up to his horse, lean over. You can see that he's like whispering something right to the horse's ear, and he's gonna step back afterwards, and then like motion you to go to the horse.
And again, there's a barely repressed energy, and she will flash him a brilliant smile before turning her eyes to the horse, drawing up a hand. Because believe it or not, horses do the weird sniffy thing sometimes. They're pretty good at identifying people.
Yep.
And yeah, she will bob her head to him. In fact, we'll do the little curtsy bob. The admittedly hasty, because horse, but little bob of a curtsy. Is he just storing the tack there on the stall door?
Hmm?
Like the saddle, the bridle, all that.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine they have hooks for everything there so that he can keep it close.
Yep.
And yeah, she will glance down, make sure that Garnet's caught sight as they have come in, but will flash him a smile and then just for fun, just to see how responsive, how intelligent the horse is, will, once she has the stall open, draw up her hand much like she was holding a lead rope just beneath the halter and just kind of barely touch the horse's chin to see if it will respond without even need of a lead.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this horse seems to be very intelligent. He's responding to every single thing you're doing. Whether if you're like talking to him or like leading him, anything you're doing, he's responding.
That's fantastic. And yeah, she will delightedly lead him out into the stable, the open aisle. And we'll take a moment as she very politely tacks the horse to turn the bridle this way and that, look over the saddle, because the least she can do after all is take some note, maybe take some oils to the leather, trim up straps where they've gotten frayed, things like that. And she will take note, at least for the moment, and then with the intention of cleaning them after. And yeah, we'll tack the horse, glancing between both Oktar, who is much closer, and down in the direction wherever Garnet happens to be.
Making his way. Anyone who knows the stable hand, he's cleaning out horses, giving them water, maintaining his things. You'll see Oktar and Mina give him a smile, with the kind of smile that, like, I'll be over in a few minutes type of thing once I've finished doing this.
And yeah, once the horse is tacked, she'll glance over again. You sure you don't mind?
Of course not. This horse is always more than willing to have all the exercise we can get.
And again, that just almost too broad for her face smile flashes up. And she'll look to, just from the ground, hook a foot in and mount. And begin walking it out towards the near corral. There's an exercise ring there, a handful of jumps that are generally left out and whatnot. Start walking and then trotting the horse around the corral to warm up the muscles so nothing gets pulled. And she will be making the most adorable little sounds of delight, because I imagine the horse is almost eerily responsive.
Yep. It feels like you can ride this horse with the power of thought alone.
Yep, those little unconscious shifts as you prepare to give a command. Yeah. And I imagine, unless you guys want to have a conversation in the meantime.
Yeah, Karen will make his way over. Oktar.
You know, Garnet,
How have you been doing?
not so bad. How have you been doing?
Exploring, meeting new people, seeing the sights, as they call it.
He nods.
Quite a lot of Tremere here. And smile pleasantly.
Yeah, like when you say that, his eye just like twitches for a second, then comes back. Yes, there are.
Thankfully, they keep to themselves, I think.
Better for everyone.
Well, of course. You don't want usurpers sliding in and out of your business. Grin.
Nor you want them taking away your child in the middle of the night.
Not to. They could try. He'll grin. But to them, I'm just a simple Malkavian. I don't think they have any interest in me.
Let's hope that way then.
Although there was one who seemed quite curious. Who leaned forward almost like he's telling a secret. He mentioned you by name.
He's gonna get a
Great.
smile on his face. Like, I might have an idea about who you're talking about.
A wise man, as they say.
Well, He didn't cause you any unpleasant. He didn't put you in any unpleasant situations, I hope.
No, merely the social dancing and scheming. But he did seem to stare a bit too often. Look over at Mina. Like you said, you have to be careful if they rob your children out of the bed now, won't you?
He nods.
A happily, blissfully ignorant Mina is currently taking the horse over some of the jumps.
Garner put his hands behind his back and walk alongside Oktar. So I'm curious, apart from your fabulous horse, what do you do, Oktar?
He looks at Garnet and says, "Well, I'm the sheriff of what was the name of that place again?
Timber. And I think it is. Yeah, I think it's how it's
Timber.
Timberin or something.
Yeah,
Tamaran.
Timoran. Yeah, he's gonna say, I'm the Prince of Timoran.
Sheriff. You just nod. Among the... You'll gesture out. The kind.
He gesture out what?
Among the kind.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he'll gesture out like almost like, what do you do among them? Or do you have a profession? That type of, inquiry.
And if you look at Oktar, this is how he always goes around. He's like fully ready for battle. Like he has a sword, he has a longbow, he has a full set of arrows. If a fight would break out on the street right now, he'd be ready. But
He'll nod.
I'll give you something else.
Oh.
You haven't met him before. This is the second time you're meeting him.
Yep.
And he's never taken off his clothes once. For whatever reason.
And Garen just nods, watching slowly. By my guess, you look like you've come prepared for battle by the way you're dressed.
He looks at him and says, when you live by the sword, like I do, you just make yourself prepared for any and all situations.
A healthy mindset. One must keep the body as well as the mind sharp. But I was curious, if you are so ready to battle, how eager are you to seek it?
He stops for a second, and then he's going to say, only when one absolutely has to. Nothing more,
No.
nothing less.
And for people who would say work in the more dregs of society, how do you feel about it?
Depends on exactly what you mean.
Well, do you work with them or do you kill them?
No, I meant more of who do you mean while you say dregs of society?
Criminals, smugglers, gangs.
He's gonna look at him. He's gonna say, I pay them no mind. Well,
I did at first too, but I do like controlling that thing. He'll smile to himself.
Yeah, and then he's gonna say, well, as you can see, I am not exactly a man of the city. I prefer the wild.
You nod,
So,
but then this is my thing, Octar. What some of us would need would be a combination of both. One who can work the city and the other one who watches the wild. Because I know certain people like to travel up the Euphrates, taking all their things, so guarded, full of such riches.
and then when he says that, he's gonna look at him and he's gonna say, I have no interest in gold.
He'll nod, smiling. It's
Or
understandable, but he'll just
yeah,
nod.
he's just gonna say, or anything of the sort.
It's not about the gold. Not for me, anyway. The gold is secondary. It's about what you can gain from reminding those who's really in control and who really governs the chaos of it all.
He nods.
I was just curious to see whether you have the same expansive interests, because after all, Timran is far, but Edessa is right here and there, almost skulking, waiting for us. You can see them.
He looks at him and says, I've never been in a city long enough to worry about anything like that.
Hmm. But now you're a sheriff of one, which means you'll have certain ties.
He nods and says, oh, by the way, guys, do you remember the name of the Chris's NPC?
Ulrich.
Ulrich. And he's gonna say, only as long as Ulrich requires me to be one. Which I think wouldn't be that long.
And what would you do then if he released you from his service?
He looks at him and says, well, like I said, I'm a creature of the wild. Although I spend time in the city, it is also very much known that I leave for extended periods of time. So that's probably what I would do.
What would happen if they expected you to leave and you didn't? Or at least they thought you had left, but you were there all along, watching.
Depends on what you're trying to make me do.
I'm not trying to make you do anything, Oktar. I'm saying, imagine their surprise when they realize that a Gangrel and the Malkavian have been there all along, watching them all, picking the right things to hunt.
He nods.
Because as much as the Lasombra are useful, they will all end up abandoning us at one stage. And I don't like being reliant on things. I like self-reliance, most of all. Something you Gangrel value, I've heard.
He nods.
My sister and I are looking for friends in this city and of the wild. I was wondering, what would it take for us to be friends?
He looks at him and says, if you're friends, if you are friends with who I am, John can't even speak properly. But
That's okay.
if you are friends with my friends, that would make us friends also.
Hmm. And your friends are Madeleine, I assume?
He nods.
Hmm. Very powerful Lasombra. You nod and turn and look over him with a smile. That scene in the company of the Tremere. Talking about poetry.
He nods.
Does that bother you?
He shakes his head, side to side.
Why? If you don't mind me asking, of course.
I've already. I knew Madeline for very, very long time now.
Hmm.
And I would say that she's not a type of person to betray her friends, her real friends.
Hmm. Hmm. There's a smile. One can only hope a real friend is a real friend. In these times, and in what I've seen, people are capable of anything when pushed to the right chaotic level.
He smiles and nods and is gonna say,
But Madeleine and I have a decent relationship. But I'm more interested in maintaining firm relationships with the lower clans because, after all, we do hold the others up, don't we?
he has this look on his face like, that's a little bit of bullshit.
Well, think about it. They ask you to serve and be the sheriff, to get your hands dirty, to kill. They ask me to observe, to watch, to do what they need to do. Without us, they have their skills, but without us and our numbers, hell, without us being their slaves, what would really happen to them?
And he's gonna look at him and he's gonna say, I serve under him. Not because what you just said, but because, on the contrary, he is the one who released me away from slavery.
Mm. Do you, Oktar, fear that he will make you a slave again? Then one old master turns out to be a new one.
And he looks at him and says, I wouldn't be here if that were to be the case.
Nod. But do you fear it in the back of your heart?
He
Like a
shakes his head.
festering. He raises his eyebrows, surprised. Interesting. To live without fear of the one thing you want is a good life to lead.
Dom, he says, once you live for a certain time with the people that I lived with, you come to realize that once something doesn't kill you next time, it has no hope.
Yes. But then again,
Or in city terms, I should say. If you let go of a wolf once, he won't let you catch him the second time.
I see. There is always something I remember fondly hearing. He'll look over at Mina on the horse and smile. The body can endure so much. But it's always that scar on the mind that's still there that makes the wolf so hungry when they come for him.
He nods.
He just smile and watches Mina's coming back.
Oh yeah, Mina's had a right time of it, and as they've glanced over time, after warming the horse up, taking it over the jumps, she has at some point discovered that she really doesn't even need the reins. The horse is responsive enough just to the pressure of like her weight shifting or her legs moving that she's been riding without, and then at points even doing a little bit of mild stunts. Probably the most ridiculous of which um, being to kick off her sandals at some point mid trod by and take it over one last jump, crouched on her bare feet on the saddle, as opposed to riding properly astride it. But yeah, she'll before too long, once she's actually gotten the thing, breathing reasonably heavily, having actually done some amount of effort, we'll come walking him back in, even hopping down as she does so, to draw him along with, again, just the finger touching up under his chin, smiling brilliantly.
Yep. He's gonna see her, like come back, and he's gonna smile himself. He's gonna say, "I hope he's been a good company."
He's fantastic company. He listens so well.
He nods. I'm glad to hear that.
Would you mind if Mina brushed him? I do this with all my horses. I make sure that they're brushed and washed. I was going to ask to extend the same courtesy.
He shakes his head. He doesn't. You don't have to roll anything. He doesn't seem like he would mind.
Just nod. Looks at her with a smile. Mina?
She will offer a playful half bow and then go ahead and lead the horse back in front of the stall, carefully untacking, hanging up the tack properly. Again, taking a moment to note where any of the straps may have frayed or become worn to the point of being a little unsightly. Well, little trim here. Maybe the strap was too long and flapping. And we'll hang that up and go ahead and draw the horse in and begin vigorously to go through at least 2 to 3 brushes over the process of currying, hard brush, soft brush, but very, very thoroughly giving the horse a brush down after the workout.
I don't know, just smile over at him, staring at the horse, twisting his head, staring at it, like almost like he's studying it. His own private thoughts.
Mm-hmm. And he really knows his horses, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is a Turkish horse. Very obviously, this is like from Anatolia. Very obviously.
Mm-hmm. You just smile over at him. Anatolia. They breed such fine quality.
Yes.
Mm.
And if you are what I were, you get the best of the horses.
I'm not. I've seen some fine examples. Although some of them have the tendency to buck every now and again when you're riding them. It all depends on the control you have.
Well, him and I have been besides each other for so long now. It feels like we almost share the same mind.
And is he like that with everyone?
He's well behaved, let's say.
I'm not. I suppose you have to keep them trimmed and tidy. One stray loose. And they're like people that way. You don't keep them aware of what you need.
He nods.
And once Mina has gone so far as to even take a hoof pick under each hoof, make sure there's nothing lodged there, nothing built up, causing pressure. She'll actually draw him out into the aisle properly. You know, she's put some real elbow grease into it, so there's no spare hairs. There's just a nice glistening sheen, and considering the breed of horse it is quite a fucking sheen. Their coats have a tendency to do that. It's very pretty. But yeah, she'll draw him out. She hasn't even bothered to put a halter on him. He's very responsive, so.
Yep. And he seems like he's enjoying what you're doing because this is a horse that is frequently out there in the wilds. So he rarely gets a company like this.
Oh yeah, and the brushes scratch all the itchy spots. It's the best thing.
Yep.
And yeah, she will be perfectly charmed. Probably still reaching up to idly scratch places where he's responsive, points high on his neck.
I'll just smile. Do you need new straps at all? I know the horses sometimes wear them out. I have some spare. Mina knows where they are.
Gives a prompt little nod.
Not for now, thank you.
Just smile and look over at Mina, giving her just another encouraging smile.
Oh, she's practically aglow. She's having a good time.
Well then, would you have any other need of me?
No. I assume Mina probably wants to talk to you about certain horse riding things, I assume. I don't mind just waiting here.
He nods and
Leans against the fence.
goes over to Mina.
As Garrett's about to do something very naughty. As Goofron is not Goofron, fuck. My name's Oktar. There we go. Is right over at Mina. Garnett's about to roll something. He smile at the horse. I'm a roll dementation 1. I
Limitation
don't know
one.
if on the horse. He's gonna dem the horse. We'll make the horse buck because he wants to try something. Because I'm a curious boy. I don't know how you do it with animals again, because I know you can do disciplines to animals, but I'm not sure what the stat is.
What is the roll?
Dementation is 1. Let me get out real quickly. Where is it now? Dark Ages. Dem 1 disciplines. Dementation. Dementation 1. That is Incubus Passion. Roll Charisma Empathy against the target's road score or willpower. So I'm assuming it's willpower if it's a ghoul.
Mm-hmm.
So what is this willpower?
Probably 4. Let's go with 4.
Okay, I got 2 successes. No, 5. No, actually, no, I don't have 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. So what Garnet is going to do is it's going to turn up its aggression right the fuck up.
But
So it's going
the
to
thing
buck.
is, doesn't from what I know, Dementation 1 works with, elevating what the person already has.
Yeah. That's why I'm going to try and elevate whatever sort of, if there's non-existent aggression, or if there's any sort of what was the word? Not aggression, but it's more. What are the horse's current emotions, actually, from what I can read off it real quickly before he goes in?
Like, he's very calm. He's enjoying this. He's getting all the nice scratchies. He's really enjoying this.
I know what I'm going to do. He's going to turn that right the fuck down. Turn the enjoyment away, so it's completely like dulled, almost turns into completely non-responsive.
Mm-hmm.
So it might appear very standoffish, I would imagine, to Mina.
Wouldn't be, like, really standoffish, but it would be like, it wouldn't seem like as
I imagine it would just
happy
kind
as
of
it is.
lose interest in her almost immediately, since suddenly she's not a source of happy good things anymore. So maybe it just loses interest, kind of bumps back into the stall or something. It knows which stall is its stall, so maybe something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it is up to you. It is your horse. That's the only thing I can think of. If it's suddenly not getting the happy from the attention and whatnot, just is like, well, fuck this. There's food in here.
Yep. And I'm going to roll. Hang on. Let me find Edessa. Which dice roller are we at?
That's roll 1.
Okay, dice roller 1. Let me get Oktar's sheet. I didn't expect I'll be rolling something. So
Admittedly, Mina just looks kind of shocked.
So this is going to be a perception awareness.
Yeah.
Fine.
Defade, I think, yeah. No, it's not defade.
Yeah.
No, not for you.
If it's the fate, he still notices it.
Yeah, something went off. Definitely discipline usage. You're not sure what discipline, but something went off.
Oh, can we do that for non-visible disciplines?
Oh, let me just double check. There's rules.
I mean, I haven't been rolling against stuff that you can't like visibly detect, just because I got the impression you couldn't. But I may be completely wrong.
Perception awareness of characters directly found. This may unaffected and may not check. Resistant discipline, gain another for possesses, calculations, immune to detection. Characters auspice 6, reliant detects other. No, I think it's if you have auspex, you can do it within eyesight. Any discipline use. Doesn't
So
say.
you have to have auspex to do it.
Yeah, you have to have auspex.
Okay, then I'm sorry. I apologize. This is
It's
not
okay.
at
It's
all.
cool. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
I was
just,
actually kind of confused because he's
Yeah.
dumped the shit out of Mina numerous times, and
yeah, I was
I
just
wasn't
curious.
sure, so I
Yeah.
hadn't rolled.
No, I just double check. I just double check the rules as well. It says all specs as well. Yeah. So. Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's nothing crazy. Anyway, the horse just looks really fucking disinterested. He just smile over at Mina.
Yep.
Yeah, she just kind of blinks as it suddenly turns away, loses interest, bumps back into the stall, probably checks the feed bucket. And yeah, her brow knits for a second, just because that was sudden, very sudden change of mood, but she will dismiss it because you know what? Horses have personalities. Maybe he decided he's hungry. I don't. She's got nothing. But after a blink and a knit of brow, we'll turn a glance back up to Oktar. I remember, didn't you have a bird as well?
He nods.
I do believe. Weren't we at some point going to go hunting together? I remember Sister Madeleine told you about my dog.
He's like looking at you, almost like if he's like expecting you to say something.
She's just grinning. It's a toothy smile, but she, if anything, just kind of looks hopeful because it sounds like it could be good fun.
Mm-hmm. And then he's gonna actually smile and put a hand on top of your head, kind of like scruffing.
She accepts the head pats.
And then he'll say, before he says anything, I'm thinking if she could like feel that or not. But with the pats, I think she can feel that.
It depends. What am I potentially feeling?
Okay, actually, she would be feeling that Oktar has the gloves on his hand. They feel a bit thick.
They feel thick?
Yeah, like not usually. I mean, you run a stable, you know this. This is not the usual kind of gloves that a rider would wear.
Is this like falconry level thick?
A little bit, yeah.
So, yeah, there's definitely a tactile difference in the two. Because I've worked with leather and it's fabulous. But yeah, there will just be a certain extra weight to the padding, and yeah, she'll maybe take idle note of it, but probably won't think too much of it.
Gotcha. No, I'm just giving it to you because like
Mhm.
that's sometimes a bit important.
There's
And
very heavy
you're
gloves.
like your with the your character's knowledge, she would easily notice that. And he's gonna. Well,
Oh, I lost you for a second there.
he said he's gonna say, "Well, then I will make the necessary preparations for the hunt."
And oh boy, does she smile. And it's not, there's definitely that, and I mean, if anyone could recognize it, it's a gang role. There's definitely more of a predatory tinge to the smile as opposed to just that simple little glee she's always putting off.
Walter approves so much.
It's very toothy.
He approves so much.
It's like a puppy. She wants to bite it. No. I mean, not him, but yeah, just yes.
Gotcha. And yeah, he's gonna do that and turn to Garnet and like give him a bow of his head, and then he's gonna take his leave.
I'll just smile at him and grin and stare. And before Oktar leaves, he'll turn and go, Oktar,
Yeah, he turns back.
We walk up, hands behind his back. Think on what I said. At least about the friendship anyway. If we can be friends, might be a more beneficial thing.
He smiles and nods and starts walking away again.
Gonna walk back to Mina with a big grin on his face.
He may well hear/notice that, as promised, she is, with the horse stalled and content, I guess. She will begin taking up the tack because she did offer to maintain it a bit. Even the saddle up in an arm, which is probably comical because she's not tiny, but she's a little on the small side, and saddles are, well, they're fucking heavy. She seems familiar with the process.
Gotcha.
He'll grin at me walking by.
And she, of course, shoots him back a smile because, oh, look how happy brother is.
Yeah, he just stared at her. Well, you know what to do. Don't think I need to remind you. You just pat her on the head and walk back into his house, into the main building of the stables.
And yeah, she will find a place in the aisle, one of the benches there. There are probably numerous. Hell, she'll get on a mounting block if she needs to, but we'll sit down, pull over a small crate of the proper oils and trimmers and whatnot, and just set to doing as she's promised, oiling the leather, even saddle soaping it if it needs it, and trimming up some of the super frayed bits just so it looks tidier without any real loss. But unless there is more to be done, I dare say we can probably end the scene there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yay! So thank you, players, for playing, and thank you, watchers, for watching. And we will see you next time in Edessa, the Dark Crusade. Dun dun dun.